What's up, going on, legends? Welcome back to the channel. Our path to season 2 continues, and today we got a DMZ blog update. This is going to be some good news for the content going into season 2, and there is even a few things in here that caught me by surprise. The path to season 2 DMZ update, a new exclusion zone is coming to DMZ along several other important changes, but the ensured weapon slots and permanent unlocks are here to stay. Here's everything coming to DMZ in Season 2. They say, hello DMZ community, it has been a thrilling first season to DMZ as the team at Infinity Ward has watched and played alongside you. They've watched us chase weapon cases, hunt enemy squads, solve Building 21, and explore the mini-lock spaces around Al Mazrah. They've enjoyed the heart-pounding exfils, daring boss fights, and chaos of contracts against the impending radiation. We've celebrated your clips of proximity chat, a simulation feature to group up and work together, or not work together. As they look forward to Season 2, they wanted to share more details on what's coming with the growing ecosystem that DMZ has to offer. So first, we have our locations. Now we have 3 total locations. We're going to have Al Mazrah, we're going to have Building 21, and of course, Ashika Island. Ashika Island is the new map coming to Warzone 2.0, and it's a brand new exclusion zone for DMZ. Players will infiltrate on shores of the island before making their way inland. Infiltration is under heavy fog that can impact combat by providing both cover for operators and the occupying forces, the Shadow Company. What are they actually doing here? There's much more to discover in Ashika Island exclusion zone, including a new weapons case, a new boss, the bomb maker. This could be a lot of fun to try to take out, new locked and dangerous spaces to access and explore, and much more. Building 21 was introduced during Season 1 with a unique access card and timed infiltration window. Season 2 missions have operators returning to Building 21 as another exclusion zone option. If you need access cards to Building 21, make sure you seek out Al Mazrah and Ashika Island, very similar to what we've been experiencing. SAM site crates, chopper boss crates, buy stations, legendary crates could all have these available in them. Operators should be prepared for heavy resistance in Building 21, however, so it's recommended you gear up before heading to this location. If you guys haven't played Building 21, it's freaking cracked, so make sure you guys are getting prepared before going in there. Al Mazrah is receiving some developments as well as we continue to explore with updated intel indicating, including the crash of an unknown aircraft at the Satik Cave complex. So they're adding a helicopter crash over there at the Satik Cave. The fight between White Lotus and Legion continues. Perhaps operators can take advantage of this interfaction animosity. So maybe they're suggesting that some of the AI will be a part of specific factions. So maybe we'll see some of the AI battling each other. That could be pretty cool. Through refresh and reset, they previously announced that Season 2 will include a reset and faction mission refresh. Here's exactly what that includes. Contraband weapon reset, key inventories will be emptied, faction missions and mission progress will be reset to make room for an updated mission set that incorporates all exclusion zones. Last week, they confirmed insured weapon slots would not be resetting. And for clarity on Season 1 progress, all Season 1 mission and boss enemy rewards, for example, previously acquired Al Mazrah weapon case rewards, will not be reset, except for, again, the contraband and keys. Why are they doing the refresh? Mission progress in Season 1 got too difficult too quickly. With Season 2, they're making sure each mission's challenge and time requirements are much more balanced. The key stash will now be able to hold specific mission items that you must gather from one exclusion zone and bring to another. This allows them to have longer form missions that utilize all of the exclusion zones. With the new mission set, they can employ multi-location missions that send players to Al Mazrah, Ashika Island, and even Building 21. The mission refresh is made up of new missions, updated missions, and missions we felt worked really well from Season 1. To complete their reset, DMZ may have to go online for a few hours to start Season 2. They'll be sharing more details and timing on that very shortly. Now, next up, we have the new faction known as the Crown faction. Modern Warfare 2 owners. Now, this is a very big part of this. Modern Warfare 2 owners will also have access to mission orders from a brand new 4th faction known as Crown. This British group is shrouded in mystery, but have always certainly piqued the interest of Black Moss. Again, this faction will only be available to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 owners. I think this is the biggest mistake they could make. I don't understand why they decided to do a full refresh of all of the factions that we currently have just by deciding that they were a little bit too difficult as far as challenges were concerned, and then adding a completely new faction with the refresh and making it behind a paywall. I just don't really agree with that. It is great to see that we are getting a new faction, but it is very unfortunate that they're going to limit it to the players that actually own Modern Warfare 2. So hopefully they decide to change this in the future. I know I'm a little bit upset about this, and I think you guys should be as well, especially if you don't own the game. And I don't really think that this is going to add value to DMZ specifically. by putting a paywall. So they had some recently shared changes. Enemy tuning in season 1 of the AI in DMZ were very challenging, but the ramp up of difficulty was often steep, with some players getting overwhelmed. With season 2, we've introduced a number of balance changes to adjust the types of AI spawning, the numbers of the AI spawning, and the accuracy of the AI at range, including much more. All of this should provide a challenging but manageable play space that still requires player respect of enemy combatants in the DMZ. We can assure you the AI combatants in DMZ are still to not be taken lightly. So they're not going to make them so easy that you're going to just wipe right through them. They're just going to make some adjustments to make it a little bit more reasonable. Spawn points are something that they're going to be tuning in season 2. They have tuned some of them across Al Mazrah for improved early match experience based on gameplay data. Starting at a point which your squad feels isolated without loot and contract opportunities is not a good experience. These tweaks should improve spawn points across the map. In addition to moving infiltration points, they've also made changes to exfil, boss, and dead drop locations. So we're going to get new dead drop locations. They will not be the places that we remember them. The bosses are going to kind of shift around. It won't exactly be the places they were before. And of course, exfils will be in different places as well. Mission difficulty tuning. Now, this is something that we did talk about recently. However, data and feedback reinforced that the faction mission difficulty ramp was too aggressive for many of the players, making it a lot more difficult to unlock that second weapon slot, which is obviously requiring you to complete all tier 3 missions in season 1. So they've adjusted the overall scale difficulty of these missions so that people will be able to move through those quicker. But don't fret, it will still be challenging in tiers 4 and 5 for those much more experienced operators. They just wanted to make it a little bit more straightforward for those of you that haven't unlocked that second weapon slot to be able to do so, and maybe even make it easier for those newer players joining down the road. They know there's been a lot of crashes, especially impacting DMZ, where you lose your items and contraband weapons as a result. They are addressing these crashes as a huge priority for season 2, and they are committed to increased stability. For future seasons, and I think this is good to keep in mind, or at least know for the future of the game, future seasons will bring much more changes and new content to DMZ. While DMZ is still in beta, our hope is to continue getting feedback to shape our future iterations of the game. We do not intend to apply a mission refresh each and every season, but instead we are excited to try different approaches each season to continually improve the DMZ experience. More to come on this in the future. We're excited to jump into season 2 on February 15th, so stay up to date for all the things coming in season 2. So that's going to wrap things up for the DMZ blog, basically. Tons of new exciting things coming, a little bit more clarity on what we can expect as far as the season 2 refresh, reset. I think it'll kind of ease people's mind a little bit, but make sure, if you guys haven't completed all of those missions that you want to in season 1, you guys get those done before season 2, because again, based on how this is worded, I don't think any of this stuff will be available once the new season starts. But that's going to be the blog for DMZ. Hopefully you guys are as excited for season 2 as I am. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support in the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace.